Ladies, let's be real here for a second. Just because he's got money doesn't mean he's the one. And just because he's got a six pack doesn't mean that he's not a 6 year old emotionally. If you're over 45 and you're thinking, can I still marry rich? This is the part that nobody talks about. This is the taboo. But today we're spilling the tea on the red flags, the dating app disasters, and how to spot a time waster faster than he can say, let's hang out sometime. Because no one's got time for that. So grab your wine or your coffee and let's get into the good stuff. But here's a quick question before we get started. What's the biggest red flag that you've ever ignored? Because I know we've all ignored them. And be honest, drop it in the comments below. Let's have a little group therapy down there. I'll go first. Mine was that he had no emotional availability, but I ignored it because I thought it would come in time. I thought I could fix that. And you know it, and I know it. We're not fixing anything on anyone because nobody's going to change. So let's start with the classic red flags. These are the ones that too many of us overlook because the man is charming, or he's rich, or he's just attractive, or persistent, or whatever the case may be. But if you're serious about finding love and lifestyle, you have to keep your standards high. You cannot lower that bar for anything. So keep your standards high and your boundaries even higher, because that's what you will attract and that is what you are worth. So, red flag number one, he talks about money way too soon or not at all. If he's bragging about how much money he makes by date 2, red flag, run, run, run. Get the heck out of there. High value men, they don't flex. They invest in themselves and in you. Flexing is not for them. They exhume it. They know their worth. They don't have to show it off. On the flip side, if he dodges the topic altogether and doesn't want to talk about money at all, and you can't figure out what he does or where he lives, girl, you might be dating a couch surfer in disguise. You do not want that. Red, red, red flag, go. Run away. Red flag number 2, he treats service staff poorly. Be careful with this and pay attention. Watch how he treats the waiter, the Uber driver, or the barista. Watch how he tips them also. Because if they don't tip them, that means they think they are not worth anything. If he's rude to them, it's just a matter of time before that energy comes your way. So be very careful with that. Red flag number 3, future faking. Oh, I could totally see us in Greece next summer. After 2 dates? Really? I don't think so. If he's not planning a trip, he's creating a fantasy. Look for the consistent action, not poetic promises. Red flag number 4, he avoids deep conversations. If you ask, what are you looking for? What do you really want in a relationship? And if he says, I'm just going with the flow right now, what he really means is he's just wasting your time. Because a man at that age, he knows what he wants. He knows what he's looking for. He is not looking for a good time. Now, let's talk about dating apps. Dating apps can be a gold mine if you know how to use them correctly. Or they could be a dumpster fire, depending on how you use them. So let's break it down. These are the good ones. Elite platforms like Raya, The League, or luxury cater to successful professionals and higher net worth individual. Another good one is Elite Singles. I'll tell you a story. My friend, after 30 years of marriage, her husband passed away suddenly. And she got on that Elite Singles, but girl, she worked it like a full-time job. Scanning, dating, looking, searching. And after about 8 months, found the perfect partner. Amazing man. Very well off. They've been living together for the past, 5, 6 years now. Amazing. Now, here's a tip about creating your profile. Make your profile classy, confident, and mysterious. There is no just looking for a good time on your profile vibe. that just gives them the vibe of you're a Groupon deal. And girl, you are not a Groupon deal. We don't do Groupon here. Now, Hinge and Bumble actually still work, but you really have to filter through them ruthlessly. It's exhausting. The bad, here's some of the bad. Apps with no profile verification, or where 90% of the guys have fish pics or gym selfies, skip. It's not even worth it. Be wary of men with zero bio and only one photo. Those are either bots or scammers or married. And here's some of the ugly. Scammers who work offshore and can't video chat. Watch those. If you say let's video chat and they can't, something's wrong there. Also watch out for the ones who love bomb you by day 3 and they call you your soulmate and they need a favor. Red, red, red flag. Run, run, run. Here's another example of a friend I know. On one of these apps, they matched with a man that claimed to be a diamond dealer. Turns out he was just selling cubic zirconias on Etsy. True story, I swear. Yes. Be careful of those kind of people. Now, how to filter out the time wasters. This part is everything. Nobody's got time to waste their time here. We're all very busy. You're not just looking for a rich man. You're looking for a man of substance, one that is on your level. So let's talk about how to spot the difference fast. Ask direct questions very early on. What does a typical weekend look like for you? What are your long-term goals? What's something you're passionate about outside of work? Any man with a caliber and a certain age should know how to answer those questions directly and know what they want. So listen how he answers, not just what he says. Does he answer confidently, or is he like, well, and this has to be confident, has to be precise. High value men love when women are confident and clear, and that's what you need from them also, to be confident and clear. Use your gut and your brain. Do not ignore your gut, because that will tell you a lot. Think in the past, how many times have you ignored your gut and then regretted it? Because I know I have. If something feels off, trust me, it probably is. If he disappears and comes back like nothing happened, block him. You're not a backup plan. You are the main event, and you should be treated and valued like one, and from early on. And don't date potential. You're not here to build a man from scratch. We're not the Home Depot. You're here to meet someone already standing tall, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Someone that will complete you and is on the same level as you. And we're not settling for anything less. So here's the truth. You can still marry rich after 45, but only if you know your own worth and you raise your standards and ditch the fantasy for the real deal. Because when you know your own worth and you're confident about it and you know what you're looking for, that's when you will attract it. Because love isn't blind. It's just a little tiny nearsighted. So we need to be careful with that. So clean your lenses, let the red flags wave early, and don't waste your energy chasing someone who's just passing time. Because nobody's got time for that. We don't have time for that. Because this is the season of your life. It's premium. And the man who gets to share it with you, he better be premium too. And do not forget that. If this resonated with you and hit home just a little bit, leave me a little heart emoji in the comments and tell me which red flag you've seen way too many times. And don't forget to subscribe, because I've got one more part coming, part number 4, and trust me, it's gonna be a juicy one. I can't wait to see you there. So until next time, be the best, most confident you can be, and I will see you in the next one.